Nelson in northeast Lancashire, the home in the last years of the 19th century and the first half of the 20th of one of England's most ardent workers for women's suffrage and rights to equality, but until 1996 almost forgotten here. Born in Cornwall, Selina had to move north as a child when her father died, finding work, like many Cornish people, in the cotton industry as a half-timer. Working-class children of 10 or over were expected to spend half a day in the mill and half a day at school. By 13, they would be working full-time. As a young woman, she was considered something of a beauty and nicknamed the Belle of Briarfield. At first, she was content to follow her family in the weaving sheds. She married Robert Cooper, and they had 2 children. Only Mary, born on the 8th of May 1900, survived. Selina's determination to be treated as equal to the men around her and the desire to help the other women meant that she was soon pushed into taking a more prominent role. At first, in the vital matter of the proper care for children and their mothers through the women's cooperative movement, later as an elected guardian, fighting for the rights of all the poor of the district. She stood for Nelson Council, but local media prejudice during her campaign appears to have persuaded the electorate that the council chamber was not yet ready for a radical-minded woman of Mrs. Cooper's calibre, and she was never elected. Never one to bear a grudge, Selina commented to a reporter after her defeat, "It was a very pleasant election. Everybody, even my opponents, treated me with utmost courtesy." As a Cotton Workers' Union member, she, like the other women, was expected to contribute to the fund to get a Labour MP elected. But the idea of women having the right to vote was regarded with suspicion by working men, who felt there were more important battles to be won. And although she was one of the few women eligible to be present at Labour Party conferences, she felt let down by the party. She continued to fight for women's suffrage, but always through the political route, never as a militant. Indeed, her pacifism made her an unpopular campaigner against Britain's involvement in the First World War. For women like her, who remained non-violent campaigners for votes for women, the word suffragist is used to distinguish them from the militant suffragettes. Until recently, the only visible record of Selina's role in Nelson's history was on a memorial stone laid by her, not for her, in the wall of the old independent Labour Party building in Vernon Street. The determination of one local woman, Mary Murthwaite, to correct this deficiency led to 3 events: the fixing of a plaque to the house in St. Mary Street, Nelson, where Selina Cooper spent almost 50 years of her life, the planting of a tree at Clarion House New Church in Pendle, where the spirit of the ILP is kept alive, and a memorial lecture in her honour, which it is hoped may become a regular event.
I think there were 4 main reasons why I wanted to pay tribute to Selina Cooper. The first reason was that I'd been lucky enough to go back into education as a mature student, and I wanted to give something back to the community. And doing the anniversary tributes meant that I could use my knowledge that I'd gained and also do a practical project. Mm-hmm. The second reason was for Mary Cooper. She treasured her mother's memories for so long and stored a wealth of material which is useful for historians, and yet it was sad that she'd no immediate family to discuss these memories and to show these photos and pamphlets to, in the way that I have children and grandchildren. And the third reason was I hoped that the future generations, through seeing the videos and seeing the exhibition, would become aware of the struggles and the sacrifices that their grandparents and great-grandparents had made, so that they could take the opportunities and make choices and experience the relatively good life that they have today. The fourth reason, and it's not by no means the least, was the fact that I wanted to bring out the suffrage campaign as opposed to merely the suffragettes, who after all were only a splinter group from the main suffrage movement, and who after 1918 seemed to disappear back into the woodwork and back into their own comfortable middle class lives and say, well, we've won. But for women like Selina Cooper, it was only a gateway, it was an opening into rights for women.
The name of Selina Cooper is one of which Nelson, indeed Lancashire, should be proud.